All right, so today is Saturday. I think Saturday. It's not. Yeah, Saturday. Wow, Saturday, December 20th, 2026. It's currently like 8 o'clock in the morning. I literally just got home from work. I went to the gym, and I didn't see any of my favorite people last night. Not a single one, except for one. The new girl at work. I'll call her that. I believe I know her name, and I'm going to call her R. I got to see her, which was super cool. I work with her, obviously, all in the same shift. She's cute. She's adorable. And she seemed to have warmed up to me just a tad. Except last night, we were both kind of awkward. I don't know what she was doing with the beginning of the shift. I happened to be up doing my normal thing up to salad. She looked right at me, and I looked right at her, and I'm just like, I felt wiped. So we didn't say anything practically all fucking night. Hi. But yeah. Anyways, I went to the gym. I didn't see the adorable girl that does with her black friend partner, whoever, I don't know what they are to get as friends, whatever. I don't know. Not my business. I don't care. I didn't get to see her, which was, whatever. I also didn't get to see Cardio Bunny, so that was whatever. It was dead last night, which was super cool. But also, I didn't see Super Skinny Blonde and Creeper. That was nice. However, I really wasn't feeling it. I, however, did get technically 12 sets in, but I did arms or chest and back, which, my first set of chest and back was warm up, which was pull-ups, which, by the way, I hit a new PR on that again. I did 24 last night, and then the previous record was 22, so I pulled out 2 extra out of thin air. And then it was just the rest was just basic chest and back, which tonight I need to do abs. So I'm going to do my best. Even though it was dead, I still had to do a little bit of freaking machine combat, which was odd. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, I finished early. I went to work and I was an hour and a half early. I'm usually an hour early, but it was like, whatever. I'm done working out. I'm not feeling it today for whatever reason, even though I still pumped out a significant number for the workout, which happened to be like, I think I did 47,000 pounds of volume last night, which is dope. But I went to work. I had 7 cold chain pallets because I had 4 up front and 3 because I had a surprise one out of nowhere. That confused the crap out of me. The surprise pallet, a 3rd one, by the time I went to go get them, and I was like, what the hell? Out of nowhere. So I had 2.5. Okay, I had my normal amount of salads, which ended up being about 2. I had 2.25 wet wall, which really surprised the shit out of me. And I ended up getting it all into one because a lot of it went. A lot went. And then, obviously, I didn't get a lot of the strawberries out, but I got a lot of berries out at the same time. Yeah. And then from there, I quickly realized I had a whole pallet of freaking mandarins again. So I split that up and I got that downstairs real fast on top of the mixed apples with it. And I got all that done and even took an hour lunch. And I was still done and over with by the time practically with cleanup by the time morning shift showed up. So I was super stoked about that. And on top of it, I ended up having to go over work the frozen meats, which wasn't that big of a deal. But I also ended up having to. So part of the seafood section broke or went down a couple of days ago. They finally came in and cleaned it. I had to go in and fix that on top of trying to dump the bins and everything. So it was kind of an interesting one. But yeah, I got all that done, said, and a feature changed relatively quickly, actually. The last 2 hours is that's what I was doing. I got all that done, changed the feature, and dumped the bins a little bit more. So all in all, I worked realistically. What was it? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pallets total for meat and produce. So it wasn't bad. I didn't get to see G, which was weird, but I haven't really spoke to her in like 2 weeks. So it is what it is. You're being weird and gross. So yeah, I really don't know what else to say other than I'm hungry. I'm gonna sit here, eat some food, and watch some TikTok, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So I shall catch you all tomorrow. Later.